Hi everyone, my name is Nikayla Sylvie, but you guys know me as Petty Officer Second Class Sylvie. For those of you who don't know me, and if you're watching this from another unit, I'm from the Franklin D. Roosevelt Squadron in Jacksonville, Florida. Upon popular request, I have been asked to film this video of how to pack your sea bag. If you haven't seen my first video of the proper wear of dress blues and female regulations and grooming, go ahead and watch that now. If you have, I'll get started in this video. So, on the 19th and 24th, I tried to explain to you all how to pack your sea bag correctly. I showed you guys how to burrito roll your shirts, how to correctly fold your NWU trousers and blouses, and I explained to start with your shoes and use Ziploc bags to create a wall. But I know some of you guys were just listening and you might have been confused and were scared to ask questions, so that is why I am filming this video today, and you guys can watch it before RT, and I hope this is so helpful for any other training that you go to. If you guys have any questions, reach out to me on Discord. You guys have my number, and feel free to comment down below. And if you guys want to see any other videos, maybe how to wear your NWUs correctly, how to prepare for a training, anything like that, let me know, and I'd be glad to film it because I feel like a full-blown YouTuber right now. For those of you who joined the program while in Corona, this is for you guys because you guys have never been to an in-person training and I want to help you guys as much as I can. So before I tell you guys how to pack your sea bag and give you guys some tips and tricks, you guys need to know how you qualify for RT. So this was the Ricky book I was given at RT. It has been through a lot. My camelback leaked almost every single day. I remember falling and cutting my knee and there's like blood on the front, but I was fine. So this Ricky book is literally everything you need to know. You have your general orders on the back, you have a mini ruler, you have the Sailor's Creed, the Sea Cadet Oath in here, the Code of Conduct, CO's Top 6, the USNSCC core values. Everything you need to know for RT is in here. So in order to qualify to go to RT, you need to complete your BMRs, pass a PRT, and be in the program for 3 months. So while you are waiting for your 3 months time and grade of an E1, you need to get your BMRs and pass your PRT. So when I first joined, your BMRs, your resources were all online, but filling out the questions and answers were on a piece of paper and you'd have to bubble it in. There's no more than 75 questions, but there was definitely more than 30 for all 15 assignments. It did take a while, but I remember doing it during Thanksgiving break and getting it done. After you've completed and passed your BMRs, if you don't know how to access them, you go to quaterdeck.seacadets.org. Once you've reached the website, go ahead and log in and scroll all the way down past your picture and ribbons and click on Polaris. Once you've clicked on Polaris, you're able to see all your available coursework. I believe it's called the E1 assignment now. It's a lot easier than 15 assignments with 75 questions. Next thing is passing your PRT. You can do PRT first, BMRs. There's no exact order to this, but all three of these have to be completed. So your PRT is also known as a physical readiness test. Every unit participates in PT, also known as physical training. The passing scores I based off your age and gender. So there is satisfactory, good, and excellent, and you qualify for the PT ribbon and an appurtenance if you get excellent. First things first, when preparing for any training, you guys really need to print the sea bag list. I'm a very visual person, and by being able to see the sea bag list and exactly what I need and check it off as I go, that helps me understand what I have and what I don't have. I also create a list of what I need to go to the store for. Like, I need another shoe shining kit, I need some toiletry items, and I need to get some patches on my uniforms. So, if you don't know how to access the sea bag list, you guys can go to homeport.seacadets.org. Once you've reached the Homeport website, click the training tab at the top of the screen. Scroll down until you see Magellan Training List. Once all the trainings load, click on one you're interested in, and the training should have a separate website that shows the sea bag list. First tip I want to give you guys when packing for any training is to find a flat surface, minus the dog, is to find a flat surface and occupy that flat surface with everything you'll need for the training. I usually use my guest bedroom bed, but I wanted to film this video, so I'm now in my room. You can use a bed, the floor, a table, anything, any flat surface is how I like to pack for a training. So I looked at my sea bag list and I grabbed everything that I have uniform wise and laid it on my bed, as you guys can see here. It is kind of a messy layout. Before we can pack everything into our sea bag, we need to fold everything correctly and make sure it can all fit. So I am now on my floor with the uniform items I need to pack. I have my NWU type 1s and a coyote brown t-shirt for my type 3s. Again, we're gonna find a flat surface and lay out our uniform just like this, making sure everything is nice and flat. I usually start with the blouse. All right, I am filming this by myself, so I have to do everything with one hand. I hope this angle is good for you guys. So I have the sleeve out flat like this. I'm gonna take the end of it and fold it across so that way it creates a nice straight line right here. So folding it in. All right, just like this. This fold is called a Batman fold. So I'm gonna take the end of the sleeve again and create a little triangle so it folds nicely along the end of the blouse. All right, and again, we're gonna do the same to the other side. I'm gonna take the end of the sleeve, fold it across the chest, so it makes a nice straight line. All right, and again, with our Batman fold, I'm gonna take the end, make a little triangle, just like that. I know it's camouflage and it's really hard to see, but we have a fold just right here and right here. Next thing is we're gonna fold this part in half towards the buttons. So the buttons are right here. What we're gonna do is take this in half, just like that. All right, and same to the other side. Make sure it's all nice and flat when you're folding these down as well. All right, and I'm gonna do the same to the other side, folding it in half towards the middle or the buttons. So this is where we left off, and you're gonna wanna fold this blouse into 2s. If you have a little bit of bigger blouse, it might fold into 3s. But we're gonna take the end of this blouse, fold it once. And when you're doing this second fold, you wanna hold down the top right here so it doesn't wanna pop out. So I'm holding it down and I'm making my second fold, making it a nice kind of square. And on the back, this is your collar. And the front is flat like this. Next, we will be folding our trousers. So the closest pant leg to me is my left pant leg, and this is my right pant leg. I always start by folding the left pant leg in, just like this. And to know the difference if it's your right and left pant leg, the back of the right pant leg should have your last name above the pocket. All right, now it's time for the folding. For the first fold, I'm going to take the end of my pant to the top. All right, I'm going to place my hand right here where I know it makes the first fold. All right, and 1. I'm gonna fix any place where it seems a little too bunchy and still making sure the material is nice and flat. All right, now for my second fold, I'm gonna fold the crotch area in right here, so that way when I'm done folding, it makes a nice straight line on the side. And second fold, fixing anywhere where it's bunchy or looks uneven. And now the third fold. All right, again, fixing this area where it looks a little bunchy. All right. Once you're done folding, this is what the trouser should look like. It should be somewhat of a square, maybe not perfect, but you should be able to see a moon and a house right here. This is the extra material on the back of your trousers, and this is just one of the pockets. And when you flip the trousers over, it should say your last name. After we have folded our trousers and blouse, this is one of the shirts I will be taking with me. I got a pack of like 6 Coyote Brown t-shirts off of Amazon. I don't remember how much for, but you can also visit Walmart or Target and find these for probably a cheaper price. Okay, so again, a flat surface is always necessary. I hope this angle works for you guys. I'm filming alone on my iPhone, so I don't have a tripod or anyone to film for me. So at the bottom of the shirt, I'm taking about 2 inches and folding it up, just like this. All right, it doesn't have to be exactly 2 inches, it just needs to be a good bit of material. And make sure you're looking at the back of the shirt to see if the material is a little bit more or less. So this is what I mean by a 2-inch fold at the bottom of the blouse, also on the back. And I made sure it was even. So this is what the blouse looks like now. I am now, just like by folding our NWUs, I'm gonna take this side of the sleeve. You can already kind of see where my old fold was, and I'm gonna fold it right to the collar. So bringing this over, bringing the bottom over, making sure it's nice and flat as well. So I brought the shirt over to the end of the collar, just like this. This is where the other part of the sleeve is, and I'm just gonna fold it in like that. So it makes a nice and straight line like this, and I'm gonna do the same to the other side. All right, like I said, we're taking it to the collar, folding it right to the collar. All right, and then folding this sleeve right back over. And this is where it gets the name of the burrito roll, or some people call it an Indiana roll. Whatever you hear it called by, I call it a burrito roll. All right, so this is where we pretend like we work at Chipotle or something, and we're taking the top of the collar. My 2-inch fold is right here, but we are taking the top of the collar and just folding it in like this. And we're gonna fold it all the way past the 2-inch fold like that. So it should look somewhat like this. Once you have that fold that looks like this, I folded it right past the 2 inches. We're gonna put our hand in the opening of the 2 inches and fold the material right over the end, so it looks like a burrito. Again, my hand is still in the middle, and we're taking this material to fold it right over. Once we've done that, we're making sure it's nice and even. All the material is tucked in nice and tight. And this is the fun part of making this burrito roll. I always demonstrate this for you guys. Do I have a blank wall in my room? Yes, I do. So, to know if you guys folded the shirt right, you should be able to throw it at a wall without it falling apart. So let's test it on my wall. Let's hope I don't break anything. There we go. And it didn't fall apart. So I always recommend doing this with every single one of your blouses, just because it makes them nice and tight. And when you dump out your sea bag and show the staff cadets your shirts, it's all in the Ziploc bag, and it's really easy in the morning when you're getting up to just boom, and your shirt's right there where you want. So after you guys have everything nice and folded, it is now time to talk about what uniform you're gonna show up in. So for the RT in July, I believe you will be showing up in your dress whites. So dress whites are worn during the summertime, and dress blues are worn during the wintertime. So for this training, you will be wearing your dress whites. And I have my dress whites laying on the bed right here, and I will go over some things you'll need to know. So I have my dress whites and all the accessories that I need for it laid out right here. Again, it's kind of an organized mess. Let's not mind that. All right, so we're going to talk about putting the nameplate and ribbons on before I tell you guys a little bit more details of the dress whites. So if you don't know, the nameplate and ribbons need to go 1/4 of an inch above these little pockets. And a regular Ticonderoga, any other pencil that you have, is exactly 1/4 of an inch. Be careful not to get the lead on your uniform, but just like that, it is 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to go ahead and pin these on. All right, and again, same for the other side. I'm doing this with one hand. Ask a parent to help you, maybe with placing the pencil and you evenly placing the nameplate and ribbons right above. This is my left side and this is my right side. Your nameplate always goes on the right, your ribbons always go on your left. And again, with your ID, this is essential. This is basically like your driver's license or permit. You always need to have it in your left breast pocket. And as you will be showing up to a training, you'll need to be able to show your identification. So it is going to be in my left breast pocket. All right, guys, so I just placed my nameplate and ribbons on my dress whites. I'm sorry if you hear the rain in the background. This is what it looks like right now. Some staff cadets can go as far as measuring the length between the pocket and your nameplate and ribbons, so I would make sure you guys get it exact. You might want to try your blouse on and look in the mirror and see if it's crooked. Have a parent or sibling, whoever, make sure it's not crooked as well. So now we're going to get into a little bit more details about the dress whites, so you guys are showing up like you're rocking these uniforms. All right, so now we're going to talk about the components and a little bit more details of the dress whites. So we have this plain white shirt underneath. It can't be a V-neck. It needs to be just like all the other shirts you were given. All right, then we have our blouse. We have some patches on the side. I'll go more in detail about those. All right, then we have our nameplate. We have our handkerchief with our square knot. We have our ribbons and our ID that needs to be with any uniform. All right, then we have our trousers. Depending on what trousers you're given, if they have belt loops, you'll be giving a belt and a buckle. This is the belt buckle that I switch between my NWUs and my dress uniforms all the time. Then we have our Dixie cover. You should also have some shined black dress shoes and knee-high black socks. I got these from Walmart. It was like a pack of $6 for very cheap. And you should have a garment bag. I told you guys about bringing that garment bag with you to RT, and it is essential for even at your unit when you have sea-bag inspections. So make sure you get a garment bag. I got mine off of Amazon. I'm sure you can find them anywhere, but I can link that garment bag in the description down below. All right, now we're going to be talking about the dress white uniform itself and all of the creases and patches. So with me, I have my dress white blouse. And before we start, I will say I do need to get my Petty Officer Second Class patch sewn on, as well as get mine repressed. So fair warning, they look good right now, but I'm just telling you, before any training, I always like to get mine pressed so it looks really good. All right, so the front of the blouse, like I said, I've explained the nameplate and the ribbons, but this is the first really noticeable seam we have right here. It is an outward seam because it pokes outward. It comes straight from the V, all right, just like that. All right, and on each sleeve, we have two inward seams. If we can see the difference between an inward seam and an outward seam, the outward obviously pokes out, and this inward one is very prominent poking in. So the inward seam will be coming from the top of the blouse, just like this. All right, and with your patch, it should fold evenly, just like that, as well as your rank. Once you have graduated RT, you will be an E2 and you will get the patch with 2 chevrons, but right now I am a second class, need to get my third class one taken off and my second class sewn on. So these black and yellow patches should be an inch from the top. And like I said, they have little beaks on them, and the beaks should be facing towards your heart. We see that? All right, again, on the other side, the patch should be an inch from the top. It should be able to fold evenly along the side of the sleeve with the seam. All right, and if we turn the blouse to the back, we have the cape. The cape has 3 very prominent outward seams as well. Again, like I said, I need to get mine repressed and have this one be a little bit more prominent. All right, and on the back of the blouse, we have a inward seam like this. Now we're going to be talking about the trousers. These are fairly simple. There's no creases to them really. You just have the seam where the material meets. That's about it. There will be no, and I'm going to repeat myself, no seams going down the middle of the pants. No seams. Those are officer creases, and none of us are officers yet. So I always like to iron these. These need to get a little bit of ironing to them before I go to any training so they look nice. As well as don't forget your belt and your buckle when you're going to the training to hold those pants up. Another thing I want to mention about putting patches on any uniform is to not iron them on. Ironing can ruin the uniform, especially if you put it on wrong. So if you have a family member who sews, or if you have a reliable seamstress like I do, if you guys want to know where I take my uniforms to, contact me on Discord or leave a comment down below. I can put the address of where I go in the description as well. My reliable seamstress knows me and knows not to iron on anything, and she knows the Sea Cadet program itself, so sewing is the correct way to put on any patch. You can use the same color of thread when you're putting on the yellow and black one. Use black thread, use yellow thread, whatever, and as well for the NWU type 1s, using blue. Don't be using some bright neon color, and then we'll be able to see the thread. And your type 3s, if you don't have the trooper ones that are Velcro, always make sure to get those sewn on with maybe a black or that guacamole green.